That little tiny town before Ohio, Galesburg.
Yeah.
Galesburg, yeah.
No, the
No,
Casebear.
Casebeer, yeah. If an F5 were between us and Casebeer, we would still get really bad wind effects because that wind is getting sucked into the tornado forming. Wind is blowing forward toward it. That's why you see grass like in the direction.
Yeah. And in the like you said, the effects are wide ranging, as in, you know, what I've always heard said, if you see lightning, you're already too close to it.
Absolutely.
If you hear the thunder, you're already too close to it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess safety. I know the Bureau County EMA, they highlight a lot of precautions to be taken to you know, have a safety kit for the house for the tornado. If you're going to be on the road, I remember. Well, Dad telling me, well, if you're caught in a bad storm or whatever, a tornado, just go jump in the ditch. So, well, that's probably not a good idea anymore, is it? If you get flash flooding or whatever.
Yeah, if you get flash flooding, it probably wouldn't be a good idea, but
And overpasses probably aren't as safe as you think they are.
overpasses are not safe whatsoever. That, if you go in an overpass, you are pretty much going into a vacuum because the wind will just suck you out.
Ow, that's scary.
Yep.
And it's in general, especially tornadoes, severe weather it can scare anybody
Oh yeah.
because it's just so like you said, unpredictable. You can study movements, but I mean, I know from years watching the radar move during a storm, it'll take a turn you didn't expect just because it can, I guess.
Pretty much.
It always seems to follow the interstate for some reason. I don't know why it seems to follow Interstate 80 like it does.
Yeah,
And
and
a lot of
I
storms.
like is I think what's funny is when it happens more with this in the winter than it does in the summer, in my opinion, I think. But it always seems to come toward Bureau County, like within the last couple of years, and then it just splits, misses Bureau County, and then boards back together, and then just continues on its way. It's like, really?
And we hear, I'm sure you have your favorite, for lack of a better term, wives' tales about you know, how some things won't happen, like tornadoes won't go up a hill, so Princeton's okay. But then you bring up the one on Dover Road many years ago.
Yep.
That did a little damage.
Yeah. This it can definitely be scary, but I think the number one thing is to listen to what the National Weather Service is telling you and take it very seriously.
And with smartphones, there's no excuse not to have an alarm.
Absolutely,
on your phone.
absolutely. I've got one cell phone app that is so loud it'll actually wake me up too. And then I've got like 3 weather apps just on my iPad.
And of course, a good old NOAA weather radio is pretty handy to have. Make sure there's batteries in it in case the power goes out.
Yep.
You can I've got one at home. You can fine tune it to however one of watches or warnings or coverage area or whatever. It's pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like it's one of the number one things recommended to have in a tornado survival kit.
So what else about the weather fascinates you? I mean, you're not just around here, but I'm sure you study patterns around the world.
Oh, no, not really around the world, but hurricanes also kind of fascinate me because it's in a way a little bit like a tornado. I mean, it swirls but they cause massive flooding and just leaves nothing.
Yeah. And I remember that Ron White joke about the I can't remember what hurricane he was talking about. I guess some guy decided he was going to tie himself to a palm tree because he was physically fit to withstand the hurricane, and he postulated it's not that the winds are blowing, it's what they're blowing around that you have to worry about, and all that ab work is not going to keep a Volvo from cutting you in half. You know, it's just like people do silly things in the weather, and you see people putting their videos on about, okay, we're gonna go out and chase that. And when you talk about like storm chasers, they get in there. There's one in particular I saw, I think on Discovery or was it History Channel, where they have a little tank.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these guys are either nuts or serious, or both.
I say both.
Yeah, I mean, to that kind of thing there, it's just like, wow. You have to, and plus all the equipment they have, you've got to know what that is. I don't know. I would not make that part of my career, storm chasing, but they do, and because of that, we do get some information, some great information about how tornadoes act and move. People that deal with hurricanes, they I can't imagine flying into one to study it, but people do.
Yeah, I remember they called it the TIV, Tornado Interception Vehicle.
Yeah.
And the guy would have the 360 thing where he could just take his camera, and he was trying to get a movie. I don't know if he ever actually got the film that he needed, but yeah, I think they were both, but they were also, their main thing was to get more information on the inside of a tornado and just that kind of stuff.
But when you're sitting there, you watch the footage there, and all of a sudden, you know, the wind goes away. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, blankety 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 blank, it's coming back, you know. And you just don't know what to think about that. It's exciting to see what they're doing, but it's also, you wonder, are they going to make it?